Hey everyone, welcome back to the offseason. We are 2 weeks out from the NFL draft, where the Bears believe they're in position to take best player available. And the question is, does that mean potentially taking Boise State running back Ashton Jeanty? Joining us now is someone who covered the running back's Heisman-worthy season and Boise State career, Bronco Nation News publisher BJ Rains. BJ, welcome to the show.
Hey, happy to be on. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, we were just kind of talking about this. Here in Chicago, there's two sides. Those who really hope the Bears draft a running back and Ashton Jeanty 10th overall, and those who say they should really focus on the trenches. You've covered his entire college career. Give us a little background on who Ashton Jeanty is and his growth to being the top running back and prospect, one of them in this draft.
Yeah, I want to meet those people that don't want them to take Ashton Jeanty, first of all. But, yeah, I mean, just an incredible season, incredible career. And I mean, we don't have enough time in this interview to really get into all the details about why he would make a good pick for anybody that picks him. But I just super impressive. The combination of his physicality and his speed, the fact that he just doesn't ever go down. It takes 4 or 5 tackles to get him to go down, and he'll turn a 3-yard loss into a 4-yard gain sometimes, where it's an incredible run and it goes for 4 yards given what he did. And then he gets in space and he'll blow by people and then outrun you in space as well. So just his combination of the different things he brings to the table. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He truly is something special. I mean, I think the Fiesta Bowl against Penn State was his worst game, and he rushed for 104 yards. He had an incredible season. Literally every time the ball was in his hands, you had a chance to see a touchdown. Didn't matter if they were at their own 1-yard line or what. I mean, it was you didn't go to the bathroom or run to the concession stand when Boise State had the ball, because you didn't want to miss an unreal highlight from Ashton Jeanty. So I'm very curious to see how his game translates to the next level. But based on what I saw in the last couple of years, particularly last year, I think he has a chance to come in right away from day one and be an impact player in the NFL.
All right, so you just led into another one of my questions. You're curious to see how he translates to the NFL, because some people say once he went up against a Big Ten defense against Penn State, he didn't look the same. But you would argue, and you trust, that he does have the contact balance that he needs and all the strength and all those intangibles to really still be explosive in the league.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of comparisons. Obviously, his size is similar, I think, to like an Emmitt Smith, and there's a lot of comparisons to other running backs and things. But, yeah, I mean, just put on the tape. I mean, in the Oregon game, and you can say what you want to about Penn State's defense, that's fine. But put on the tape from the Oregon game, second game of the season, rushed for 192 yards, 3 touchdowns, had a couple incredible runs in that game on 25 carries. So I'm not at all worried about him, putting up these numbers against quote-unquote Mountain West defenses or whatever. I mean, in the Penn State game, Boise State had nothing working. Everybody in the building knew Ashton Jeanty needed to get, I think, another 30 yards, whatever it was, to set the single-season rushing yards record that Barry Sanders had. So they loaded the box, and they obviously did what they needed to do to slow him down. But overall, no, I have no concerns from that standpoint. I think his game translates very nicely, and you give him an offensive line, maybe like the Bears have or some of these teams. I think he could come in and put up huge numbers right away. I mean, just a workhorse, over 30 carries, 7 or 8 times, and especially down the stretch, almost every game. He was 30-plus carries, 35 touches, all these different things. I got no problem about his durability, no worries about the physicality and all that translating. And I think it obviously takes the right system and the right situation and the right, play scheme and coaching staff. But I think no, I'm pretty confident he'll come in right away and have a chance to do big things.
Yeah, we know Ben Johnson loves to run the ball. We know he had Sonic and Knuckles with him in Detroit, and they're trying to find a duo to pair with DeAndre Swift, who they have right now. And Jeanty is kind of the opposite style that Swift is. Some people are wondering, can he catch out of the backfield? I know he went through an offensive coordinator change. Is that why his catches went down his last season as well?
Yeah. I mean, you look at the number from 2 years ago. He caught almost 50 passes out of the backfield. I think it was 43 catches 2 years ago. They switched offensive coordinators and really eliminated the screen game. They very rarely threw it to him, but that was not his undoing at all. It wasn't like he dropped 20 passes or wasn't open. They just they said, hey, if we can get 8-9 yards every time we have him run the ball up the middle, why would we do anything different? So, put on the tape from 2 years ago. He had a screen pass against Washington in the season opener that went for a big gain, 43 catches, almost 600 receiving yards. Like I said, 5 touchdowns through the air 2 years ago. So his game did not regress at all in the receiving game. It was just a change in offensive philosophy where they didn't see a need to use him in the screen game or in the receiving game that much because of how dominant he was as a running back. But if you need him to be a guy, I mean, he's an all-down back. He can catch the ball out of the backfield, make guys miss. I actually there were a lot of Boise State fans that were mad they didn't use him more in the receiving game. Get him out in space more, get him the ball and let him do some things, not running right up the middle every time between the tackles. So, I have no issues. Put on the tape from 2 years ago, and you'll be very impressed with him as a pass catcher, and nothing has changed in that regard.
As someone who's talked to him over the last 3 years, what can you tell us about his character? Because he has a really interesting upbringing, actually, of living overseas in Italy and starting playing football there, too.
Yeah, I remember talking to him as a high schooler when he committed to Boise State. And there were a lot of, right before signing day, there was a lot of rumors and things. Oh, TCU's coming in late because he was living in Texas. And some other schools were trying to get involved late, the cutthroat business of signing day. And I remember talking to him, a night or two before signing day, maybe that Sunday or Monday of like the Wednesday signing day. And he was like, no, on his kitchen table right there doing the interview on his computer. And he's like, no, Boise State fans got nothing to worry about. I'm all in. I'm locked in. I'm coming. And sure enough, he did. And, that first year, he kind of split some carries, obviously, with George Helani, a running back that's now with the Seattle Seahawks. They split carries the first couple of years, and then this was the year where he kind of got to take over as the main guy. But, this is a guy that took significantly less. And I know the stories with Ashton Jeanty are obviously out there, and a lot of people know about him. You mentioned his upbringing, living in different places overseas with his dad being in the military and then living in Florida and some other places. But, this dude took, way less, and I'm talking several $100,000 less to stay at Boise State because he wanted that legacy. He wanted to be able to bring his family back to Boise someday. He wanted to maybe have the statue, outside the stadium someday and not take a one-year payday in the SEC or somewhere. He took several $100,000 less. He could have made $1 million+ playing it in the Big Ten or the SEC last year, but he decided to stay loyal to Boise State and stay for that year in Boise last year when he very easily could have done what a lot of guys are doing and gone for the stardom and the bigger payday. But I think everything you need to know about Ashton Jeanty is the fact that he was mature about it. He knew his payday was coming in the NFL. He knew he was in the right spot for him, and he wasn't just looking at the dollars or the money and didn't let people get in his head and things. And he stayed, had a huge year, and now he's about to cash in on that decision.
All right, BJ, we have about a minute left. A lot of mock drafts have him going to the Raiders at 6. Some people are saying the Bears should even trade up for him. You're a football fan. Where would you like to see Ashton Jeanty drafted?
Can he fall to my Chiefs? Probably not. I don't know if that
Chiefs don't need
work
him.
there late. No, I would say the Raiders seem to make a lot of sense. A lot of people in Boise would like to see him go to the Raiders just because it's Las Vegas. It's a easy nonstop flight down there. And obviously they got Pete Carroll now, who is with the Seahawks, who have a lot of fans up here in Boise. The Dallas Cowboys, I don't know if he'll fall to them, but they take a lot of Boise State guys. They've had a long history taking Boise State players to the Dallas Cowboys. I think Kellen Moore, now the head coach of the Saints, was a legendary quarterback at Boise State, so a lot of people would love to see him take him there. But I think the Bears, Chicago, a good O-line, I think that makes a lot of sense there. They're just hoping he goes higher than number 12. The highest Boise State player ever to get drafted was Ryan Clady at number 12, an offensive lineman. So if he goes higher than 12, I think fans will be happy because it'll be a historic night for Boise State.
All right, BJ Rains, we appreciate your time and expertise on Ashton Jeanty. We'll see you in 2 weeks in Green Bay at the NFL Draft, where he hopes to hear his name called.
Looking forward to it. Appreciate it.
Time will tell what the Bears do in the draft. Next week, we get to talk to assistant coaches up at Hallis Hall as phase 1 of OTAs continue. In the meantime, check out extended interviews and episodes of the Offseason on the Fox 32 Chicago YouTube page or on Fox Local. We'll see you next week.